Yeah. Cool stuff. Cool stuff. Yeah. All these plushies make it quite difficult to start. Actually, yeah. Let's go with something usual. I realized I didn't change my categories, by the way. Let me just make sure that I'm actually in the right category of streaming. There we go. Let's change to that. Yes. Okay. No, actually, it's not gonna be useful now. What do we go with? Let's go with that. Shape. Yeah, whatever. time to start going through this pile. I haven't gone through this in a while. Yes, I do need to drink. Hydrate. It's either hydrate or dihydrate. Goodness, the heat exhaustion is actually like having a very negative effect on my performance. So I can feel my brain melting. Not good. Go a little bit deeper. What do I want? What are you? Yes, that's fine. I really like that. That's really not how that's supposed to be performed. It's like really slow. Really a slow song, but I really like that tempo. some chill. let's have a couple more songs and then we'll move on to gaming. What do I play? Let's change from Final Fantasy to something else. What is this? Is this? Yeah, nothing more for that. Yeah, sure. I'll be fine. It's gonna be a bit hard though. Yeah. Gotta say. Well, I got one or two more. What would be fun? Actually, let's take the next section. Towering Pillar of Notes. Oh. Yeah. I haven't played that in a while. Let's do that. It's another one of these. I'm kind of melting, but because of that, I'm gonna take a little bit of a break, and after that, we'll do some gaming. Okay. So, for that time, enjoy this. You can probably hear my fan going on in the background, and unfortunately I do have to like keep that on, otherwise I'm gonna melt. It is quite loud, huh? Okay. Maybe I can like put a filter on that so become awful. If I do it like this. Okay. But now my speech still comes through quite well. Okay. And then we'll go for this. That's wrong, but whatever. I don't need timer either. Sorry, I'm very annoyingly like exhausted because of the heat. I'll check. Is there? It's obvious. Tell me that there's a filter for just like something noise suppression. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if that helps. Let's hope that it helps. First of all, there and now. Is the sound actually just flat out good? It is actually pretty good. Kinda. It's a bit loud. So I'll just like quiet it just a little bit. So I don't need to talk that loud. But I'll be quiet. So I think the sound is actually fine now. I'm gonna give it a notch. There we go. Is there anything else? Wait. Oh, it's good. It's very good. Actually, I would prefer it to be a bit larger. My eyes are getting a little bit tired right now, so I'd rather not strain myself. Those are fine. So, as is in the title said, we'll be playing Metahorror therapy sessions. I did receive this copy of the game for free because I asked nicely. So, yeah. There was no obligation, nothing, just was given a key for free. So, I'm gonna be playing through this game a lot during the streams. Like, I'll try to probably stream, at least a lot of it, most of it. I am not exactly sure if I feel like it should be completely spoiled. I don't know exactly how much there is going to be that kind of stuff that I want to keep a secret. Of course, I'm gonna be also writing a review for them because obviously that's rather self-evident. Obviously, I try to do that with everything, and that's gonna be its own video later on. But we'll stream this at least for 2 streams, so 6 hours probably, maybe. We'll see. We'll see how much energy I have for that. And anyway, yeah, Metahorror therapy session. Let's go. Hello, Noel. Nice to see you again. Distracting. As I introduced us earlier this week, I'm Dr. Yuri Montgomery. You might remember me from this big talky looking glasses somewhere. Actually. Oh, that's saving. That's interesting. Cool. Also, Metahorror is kind of a very cool. Oh, it's cool. Very interesting. Okay. Actually, let's check that because what character was? Okay. Anyway, Nathan introduced us earlier this week. I'm Dr. Montgomery. What remember me from the sweet looking glasses I'm wearing? I remember. You are a therapist at a local hospital. In this room, you've seen many patients, kids, adults, each one unique and requiring a different kind of approach. Sorry, I am a little finicky, but I really like the music. Actually, it sounds really nice. Yeah, this music is actually pretty nice. I really like it. Yeah. Really soothing. You are going to have to find a way to get Noel to talk a little more about himself. He seems like a young adult, perhaps a late teenager. You have strategies for how to best approach this. Utilizing what you know from his file, you might be able to get him to open up a little bit. Perhaps you could look at this as a form of anamnesis, an initial interview. With those, you remind me of my uncle. My glasses remind me of your uncle. My uncle. He's silly. He'd wear something like that. What's his name? Don't know. You don't remember? Don't know. That line of questioning is not working. How's your eye? Does it hurt? Not anymore. It's the light. It hurts your eyes? Yes, covering it helps. The eye that was examined in the ER. The eye that was examined in the ER, but no one was able to find anything wrong with it. Did it always hurt? Or did it start hurting after the accident? No, it's going to hurt forever, so there's nothing you can do. Why do you say that? Don't know. Don't remember. Are you having memory troubles then? I guess. Don't know. Doc, can I leave? I have to go. Soon. Where do you want to go, Noel? Home? No, I can't. I can't go home. I have something really, really important to do. Really? It sounds pretty serious. Do you want to tell me what it is? I promise I won't tell the others. I can't tell you. If I did, you'd be the one needing a shrink. Try me. I hear some pretty wild stuff in this job, you know. I bet you can't top it. No way. Yes way. I'll tell you. I hear so much I'm in therapy myself. Seriously? The therapist needs a therapist? Oh, absolutely. We are just as human as anyone else. Guess that makes sense. So, go ahead. Tell me what's on your mind. That's actually kind of funny. I did talk to, from the 3 therapists I've had in the past, I'm not gonna tell how many years, but I have had a lot more therapists because I've been moving, so, actually, I had, now that I think about it, I had 3 different therapists for the last year because the working conditions and stuff like that. It's really funny that therapists do have their own therapists quite often because of obvious reasons, because everybody should have some therapy every now and then. So, you know, everybody should have therapy. I promise, no judgment here. You're a funny one, Doc. You're asking all those questions yourself. Oh, what? Nobody's commanding you to. That's impressive. Just kidding. See, I can be silly myself. Did that scare you? A little bit, yeah. I wasn't expecting that twist. Good. Keeps you on your toes, right? Also, what's with the toys and stuff? This is a room for talking to children. We have for one teens and we have one for teens and adults, but they are all full. It's the one we have available right now. Does it bother you? Oh, cool. I don't mind. The toys are cute. The adults' room is somewhat boring, if you ask me. You know, I almost feel like a kid again, sitting here. Is that a good thing? I guess it's complicated. Anyway, I was talking to Nurse Anne and... You're a bit of a prankster, aren't you? Noel is laughing. His body language is more relaxed. Yep, that's the most popular way to describe me. What about the time you swapped out the soap in the bathroom for... was it whipped cream? I heard that one caused quite a scene. Oh yeah, that one was a classic. The nurses didn't know what hit him. Where did you get whipped cream? Stole it from cafeteria. Shh. She also mentioned that you reprogrammed the TV remote so it only played reruns of a Mexican soap opera. Apparently it was quite a surprise for anyone trying to watch the news. Yeah, just a bit of fun. It's not like I can do much else here. Well, it definitely kept things interesting. You are quite the prankster. Yep. Life's too short to be taken seriously all the time. Gotta keep things lively. I just like playing pranks. That's good. Hey, Doc, you're not allowed to tell anyone anything I tell you here, right? That's right. Anything you say is between the two of us and those four walls. Unless you express that you want to do harm to yourself or others, of course. You really won't tell anyone? I won't. Noel is finally making eye contact with you. Neat. So, feel free to tell me anything that's on your mind. I don't really have anything right now. May I ask you a few questions then? Sure, Doc. Go ahead. You have built something of a rapport. Now, let's try to asking him more about himself. Pick a topic. More topics will unlock as you progress. While talking, you might find yourself completely diverging from the original topic. That's natural in therapy. Free conversations allow for new subjects to be introduced by the patient. Sometimes he'd rather stay silent. It's important to know when to press and when to let the silence be. Remember, your objective is to find answers to the questions raised in the initial report. Initial report? Huh? Ah, yes, this also opens it. Let's see. Noel L.I. Patient only offered surname initials. Age, birthday, and parentage unknown. No unknown previous health records. No reported allergies. Patient was brought in for an initial assessment after recovery from an accident. Refuses to talk about where he's from or who should be contacted to support his recovery. Sending him for an assessment for mental health support and to investigate an amnesia or possible damage to his brain. Other than that, he has made a full recovery from his physical injuries. Yeah. The accident you were in looked pretty scary. It must look like that, yeah. I was inside the bus trying to sleep. The windows were covered and most people were on their phones. So, I didn't realize what was happening until we almost went flying. You were inside the bus, huh? Do you recall where you were heading? Yeah. Wanna tell me? No. Okay. When you realized what was happening, what did you do? My whole body started to hurt and I couldn't move. The person who was next to me had a phone in their pocket, and I tried to reach out to them so I could try to call for help or something, but they weren't responding. They were out. I think they hit their head badly, and they wouldn't wake up no matter how much I shook them. There were people crying and shouting. Some were trying to help others, and the whole place was filled with smoke and broken glass. Everything was so loud and chaotic. It was hard to make sense of anything. I remember looking around and seeing people injured, some trying to crawl out through the broken windows. It felt like an eternity before help arrived. You didn't hit your head? So, no, I'm super lucky. Excuse me? Oh, I'm super lucky. My head landed right on a bunch of pillows. My lower body wasn't so lucky though, as that fancy file of yours must say. Glass shards all over. Yes, you had several lacerations from glass shards, and there were deep cuts and bruises on your legs. The nurses explained to me that the hospital people had to remove the shards and attend to the wounds to prevent infection or whatever. But like hell, never again. And when the paramedics told me about the pillows, I couldn't stop laughing. How did they all land right under me? You remember the paramedics? Oh yeah, I was awake and aware the entire time. They put one of these neck things on me so I couldn't look around or raise my head. That's what made me panic. That must have been quite distressing. It sounds like being immobilized like that only added to your anxiety. It's good to hear you could find some humor in the situation afterward, even though it was a tough experience. Yeah, it was a weird mix of pain and relief, I guess. But the whole thing was just surreal. I want to know if the other passengers were okay. There were families and small kids in there, you know? I can't imagine how that must have felt. Yeah, it was terrifying. I kept thinking about this one lady that got stuck under the bus. I think I heard something about having to consider an amputation to get her out. I don't know if she made it to ER. I'm sorry. It must be difficult. Yeah. So, the paramedics took you to the hospital's ER. It's pretty hectic in there, isn't it? Doc, it was madness. People screaming, doctors barking out orders, kids crying, ambulance sirens. I could barely hear what my own doctors and nurses were saying. I couldn't move much, and I kept hearing all these noises and voices. Madness. I can't imagine how intense that must have been, especially with your own injuries and fear. Yeah, and being immobilized made it worse. I couldn't see what was happening, so my imagination ran wild. Also, every time I heard a new sound or someone talking nearby, I'd get a jolt of panic. I wondered if something bad was happening to someone else. Was it agonizing, having to wait? They pumped me full of pain meds, so it wasn't that bad. I got to chat with a nurse who told me about how the other passengers were doing. She was cool. Most of the kids I asked about didn't make it. I'm sorry. It sounds like you're carrying a lot of weight from that experience. Yeah, I suppose I am. As you talk with your patient, you write notes on what he reveals to you. You can read the notes at any time by opening the menu. Always check these notes so the session goes smooth. A lot of people died or are in the ICU. It bums me out, Doc. Why couldn't some of these jam pillows land near the other innocents? I know it's useless to think about it, but I got super lucky in the end. Why was I the one who got a cushion while others didn't? I wonder, how many families got separated or are completely broken now? I saw a kid whose head they had to cut open in the ER. His brain was swelling too fast to get him into an operation room in time. He kept crying out for his mom. And there was an elderly man who wandered into the chaos and started screaming for his wife. And Sarah had to give him the news. Clear memories of accident, remembers the before, after, during. Considering that, and the lack of damage to his head, amnesia hypothesis seems unlikely. I'm gonna let him keep talking. There was a woman who'd been pregnant. They were trying to save her and their baby at the same time, but it was touch and go. The look on the doctor's face said it all. They couldn't do it. A little girl, maybe about 7 or 8, was sitting alone, covered in blood. She kept asking for her dad, but he never came. I found out later that he'd been in a different part of the bus and didn't survive. There were so many stories like that. I hate it. It's unfair. Families should stick together. Especially ones with small kids. Unlocked a new topic. Get selected to start a conversation. I have to talk about them. I want to know you a little better. But if you'd rather not, I understand. You can't tell anyone. Yes, if I did, you could sue me and take my license to be a therapist. Really, I could. But would I? Would you? I'm not a narc. Between those four walls, right? Indeed. And I promise, those four aren't gossipers. I'll write down in your file the absolute essentials. So you can tell me whatever it is that's on your mind. My family is my 2 dads, my little sister, and me. And 2 cats, that's important. A family of 4. You'll get along? Yeah. Cats are all over each other, it's almost gross. Man, my little sister's the cutest girl in the world. You call them both your dads? If it makes it easier for you, one wears glasses, and the other has, well, long hair, yeah? Glasses dad and long hair dad. Got it, no names. Don't think I have a lot of water here. Breathing kinda, especially in this heat, makes my throat very dry. Yep. My dad has long hair because my other dad told him he liked it once. So, he grew it out, and now it's down to his hips now. Nice. I like long hair. Nerds. You know, you sound like you enjoy talking about them. I do. They're my family, you know. I love them. I miss them, even. You can't see them at the moment? No. See, Doc, I'm on a trip of sorts. To the mysterious place you were heading into in that bus. Part of it. I'm going to various places. My family can't come with me, so I do it all by myself. Do you wish they could be here with you? No? I wouldn't wish this trip on my worst enemies. Why not? I've seen some things. Everyone's better off not seeing or knowing about them. Could you give me an example? You don't want to know. Hit me. Very well. I like you, so no. Trust me, Gramps. Not everything is meant to be discovered. I see. If it's that scary, does it mean you're planning on heading back home to your dad soon? No, I can't go home. I have a mission. Interesting. It's really interesting, like unveiling the mystery this way. I quite like it. Just about that, empty. Noel, I'd like to confirm some of the information on this file I got here. Shoot. I understand you don't want to reveal your age, details about your past history, parentage. I said all I could say to the nurses. That's alright, Noel. See, our hospital is still keeping up with the times, so there's an important question that's not formally asked here yet. I'm curious, what is it? What should I call you? It's part of my protocol here. So, just everyone? Yes. Cool. I like that. One of my old therapists could learn a thing or two from you. Call me anything you want. He, him, they. You can think of me however you like. As my file say I'm guy? Yes, it does. Lame. I put in a note, so your next doctors know. Thanks. Not a lot of doctors would bother. I like you, Doc. I enjoyed talking to you myself, Noel. You're a fun person. You got it, Gramps. If you'd like to talk about your identity some more, I'm here to listen. There's not much else to say. I don't tell most people in real life. I just let them call me whatever. There was a diversity group in my school. You know, they put a bunch of kids in a classroom after school and have them talk. I spent all my high school years in it. Made some good, really good friends, I thought. The teacher in charge of organizing it was real cool. We had events and meetings and all the good stuff. Honestly, it was like a group counseling most of the time. I was always a kid with some experiences to talk about, and we'd try to help them out. So, I really did think that was a safe space to talk about myself and how I feel. But in my last year, I had the bright idea of talking about it in our weekly discussion meeting. Did it not end well? Nope. Turns out I'm a bit too diverse for a diverse group. Can't imagine how that must have been like. You heard? I'm alright now. I got some decent friends since then. Anyway, thanks for asking. I appreciate it. Nice. Yes. I mean, that's a lot better than what I've heard sometimes. Could be worse. My mission. Is it also something I shouldn't know? I do like this though. You let me talk your ear out about stuff and the hospital don't really want to know. You let me talk your ear out about stuff you and the hospital really don't want to know. Jeez, my eyes are good. Alright. That's not... Come on, nobody really wants to know about my family. That's not what's going to get me out of here sooner, and open up bed for another patient. So, I appreciate you asking about it. For someone cool like you, I'll even tell you about the mission. Noel? Here's the gist of it. I need to kill God. Well, nice. Excuse me? God is an evil being. He needs to be killed so that everyone can live in peace. And I have to do it. What does that be you? There's something about me that's different from others. God knows that, so he's running away from me. So you're in this trip to fight and kill God? Yep. I've seen enough of the world to understand that it needs to change. There's something in me that's driven to this task. I don't know why or how, but it's the path I've been given. I really wanna... That sounds interesting. What was written down? Doesn't identify with any gender. Neat. Ah, cool. Not updated. Nothing new on other than that. Yeah. Anyway, family consists of two fathers. Let's see. So patient was adopted. Yes. Delusional grandeur. Oh. Oh my. That's interesting. I go to all kinds of places in all kinds of times looking for her. I got lost recently, which is how I ended up here. Times? My mission requires me to go to the future, the past, and the present. God can be wherever and whenever she wants, you know. So I have to do it. Sometimes I think I'm getting close, and then I lose trail. She's always a step ahead. I'm doing this alone because it's my burden to bear. I don't want anyone else in the world. That is my mission. Just kidding. What? Mission? Not at all. What? Noel? I was just messing with you. I'm a prankster, remember? Really? Everything you just told me about your mission was a prank? Yep, that's it. I love playing pranks on people. And there's a little ritual I do when I get to know someone. I say something super nonsensical and watch their reaction. It's the best way to find out what kind of prank will hit them best. Huh. Oh, you got me good. You should have seen your face, Doc. I could see you scribbling on that file of yours. You must have been like, this dude's crazy, but don't worry. It was all a joke. You don't know how you feel about lying to a patient. No. what other questions do you have for me? I promise I'll try not to prank you again. Emphasis on try. That I I really don't think. Sounds straight from piece of fictional media, psychiatric evaluation recommended. I don't think that was true. I don't know, but that's cool. That's funny. Emphasis on try. Go ahead. What else, Doc? Injuries? My injuries from the accident are all better. I know that. It's not what I meant. What do you mean then? What? No, I'm gonna. But what? I really don't feel like a doctor should ask this. It is a tempting option, though. Mental injuries. Ah, I told you I'm fine in that regard. I have to ask you, Noel. Have you had thoughts of self-harm or of taking your own life? Nope. I don't think about that stuff. I can't give up. Okay. You haven't thought about it? Who hasn't, Gramps? At some point or other, everyone's life goes to shit. But it's fleeting. I have too much to do. So you've never had specific plans or such? Nope, never. Alright. You ask this kind of thing out loud to your patients? Yes. What if it gives them ideas? Ah, that's a common misconception. There's no proven correlation between asking about suicide plans in therapy and actual later suicide attempts. In fact, studies have shown that it's the other way around. Talking about it in a safe therapeutic setting helps patients. Oh wow, I learned something today. Yeah, the more you know, huh? When I was in therapy, I had it in my head that if I mentioned anything like that, the therapist would lock me up in an institution. You mean put you in suicide watch? Can't tell my dad. That's what I was most scared of. My dad was... Just this one time I was really little and he wasn't even my dad back then, but I have faint memories of seeing his wrists bandaged. He didn't keep any knives in his kitchen. I had to take them from mine. When I went to eat at his place. And he never wore belts. Still doesn't to this day. Which dad is that? No longer. Nothing ever happened that I could see, and he's okay, so... Anyway, I wouldn't want to worry either of them. What else do you have for me? Damn. Yeah, I should have actually put maybe some content warning on this. Just kind of stuff, huh? My little sister. When I left, she was just 2 years old. She was figuring out how to talk, learned how to walk first, right in front of me. She was this stuffy my aunt gave her. I put it down on the couch and she waddled all by herself. Her eyes lit up when she reached it, like she had just accomplished something huge. It was adorable. That's a sweet memory. It is. She is so small. I learned how to change diapers on how to before. You sound like a great big brother. Thanks. Dad said it too. She calls me Nana. My dads are Dada and Papa. My name's the coolest if you ask me. Ask if she looks like Dad's. Nah, she's small, really cute brown eyes. Cheeks are chubby and has little dimples. She's always been a little princess. My dad loves dressing her up in cute accessories. I told him she could grow up do not like it, but so far she loves having her hair done and dressing up in frilly outfits. My dad really likes doing her hair. He spends ages putting it up every day. The one with long hair, does he?
No, no, no. You know my other dad, Glass's dad, remember? Told my dad about how he likes long hair and stuff. For her first birthday, he went all out and themed it after princesses. Hired some professional ladies to do photo shoots with my sister-in-law. The cake was shaped like a princess castle. She got a little tiara and a puffy frilly dress. Did she like it? She had a blast. Smiled and laughed the whole time. He loves looking at the pictures we took. My sister she's the cutest toddler in the world. I'm not biased at all, you see. Not at all, I bet she is. I wonder how old she is now. This time? This time? Today I lost track how long it's been. What year did you leave home? Some year in the... Yeah, it's been a while. After this therapy session is over, I'll be off. Somewhere else. Tell me about your adventures. You've gone to a lot of interesting places, I imagine. Actually, I don't check the file. It's quite interesting. I really like that. I really like the writing. It's very nice. It's very, very nice. Actually, like it's just a very, very intriguing game. Now, I really like the cute elements that so far, but it's also so much lovely mysteries in here. Yes, it also does have like it's there's a lot of like, especially that topic is kind of something that has I do get that. Investigate the subject of suicidal thoughts or concrete plans. Yeah, but like she said, they said whatever. A lot of people do like investigate, like it. Whenever life goes to shit, people do like have that fleeting thought. So it's not, yeah, but it's normal to. It has to be written down. Unable to keep track of time. Doesn't want to say what year he left home. Indeed. It's the emotion. You've gone to a lot of interesting places, I imagine. Yeah, many. I like going to the beach when I'm on vacation. What about you? I'm not on vacation. Traveling is more like a job. Oh, you get paid? Not a cent. I try to make it as fun as I can, but it's getting harder to do that. I can see the finish line. Where have you been to? The mountains, the beach, a tropical island, Tokyo, kinda. Underground dungeon shaped after memories. The Dark Lord's Tower, a slime factory. Hell and heaven, for a bit, it's overrated. I've seen more things than you could even fathom exists in reality. And met people who would blow your mind if you talked to them for a fraction of a second. Our standards for normalcy and sanity are completely different from theirs. You wouldn't survive a minute in a casual conversation. In some places, the air is toxic. In others, magic is real. So, there's no need for hospitals like this one. Injuries are cured with a simple spell. Are you on adventures from video games? Nope. I actually went to all those places. It's true. Jesus, I'm sorry. That's a two options. Ah yes, the dichotomy of man, beach or hell. Oh, it's funny. Oh yeah, that's yeah. Of course we're talking about hell. Hell, what was that like? It all began when I met an angel. I was lost at a crossroads in between various countries. The angel was there, as lost as I was. We talked and realized we were heading to the same place. We were the only ones around, so we got to talk quite a lot about how we got there and why we were traveling, and so on. He was quiet and tried to come off as someone who didn't care about others, but I could tell he was concerned about something. How could you tell? I know the type. Long-haired dad was like that too when I met him. Finding our destination took quite a while. We got lost in some messed up places. I think we spent almost 4 months on the road together. I grew to trust him, considered him a close friend. When you live on the road like we do, you don't get to spend much time with the same people. Eventually you have to leave and make new friends somewhere else. Other than my family and childhood friends at the time, I had never grown so close and spent so much time with the same person day after day. You sound like you liked him a lot. What? No, I didn't. We were friends. That's what I meant. You liked him a lot. Oh. Did you think of him as more than... No, just friends, that's all. God, goodness gracious. It almost feels like they are blushing. I can't tell because I'm so colorblind. God damn it. You can be close friends and spend a lot of time together. That doesn't mean I have a crush on him. I didn't say anything about our crush. Anyway, we thought we had found the right way to our destination, so we headed there. But it wasn't right. I'm gonna check it. We write down about that. Angel equals person sees as a selfless kind. Hell equals bad place. Why does he keep speaking metaphors and obfuscating truth? What's the point of life? Seems to have a crush on Angel. Interesting. Yeah. Wrong country. I don't know how to explain it. It looked like just like the place we were supposed to be at, but something was off. It was subtle at first. It was hooking us in by imitating our destination, but there were little details that were off. Small details like an uniform that should be blackish grey, a boot that should be about history is about math. A constant smell of something like sulfur was in the air. The grass not as green. The sky was not as blue. And we shrugged it off and kept going. We really wanted to believe we had arrived. That's how we were tricked to enter hell. By the time the mask came off, it was too late. We were trapped inside. What was the true face of hell? At first, it was just shadows shifting at the corners of our vision and whispers we couldn't quite catch. The kind of things you could dismiss as tricks of the mind, especially when you're tired. The air grew thick, almost suffocating. We realized there were no birds, no animals, no signs of life at all. The buildings began to twist and warp, and the angels were all... Angles. The angles were all wrong. Oh, I've read this story before. The angles were all wrong. Oh no. Don't. The hound of Tindals will come. The sky turned a sickly shade of yellow, and the sun, if it was even the sun, had no warmth. The shadows we had been ignoring, they weren't just shadows. They were things, twisted and broken. They crawled towards us. I don't know if I was losing my mind, but with time I saw my family's and my friends' faces on them. They began to look like them, show their mannerisms, like a slight limp on the right foot, or the way they grinned at me. I heard their voices whispering. I needed to stop running and join them. That it would all end well if I let them take me with them. I was scared out of my mind. I just wanted it to end, so I started to believe them. The angel had to physically restrain me from going with the voices. We fought. I punched him. He somehow convinced me to not give in. All we could do was run and run. It never ended. That does sound very scary. I would be scared too if it were me in that situation. But you're here now. So you managed to get out. How did that happen? Did you find a way out of hell? I don't know if you'd call it finding a way out. It felt more like stumbling into one. After what felt like an eternity of running, we found ourselves at the edge of this massive chasm. It was so deep that you couldn't see the bottom, and the air was filled with these strange echoing screams. There was no bridge, no path, nothing, just the abyss and us, with those twisted things still crawling after us. The angel said there was no turning back, that we had to keep going forward no matter what. But there was no way across, Doc. It felt hopeless. The whispers were relentless, telling me it was all pointless, that I should just jump. But then the angel did something. He reached into his chest and pulled out this light. He threw it into the chasm, and it created this narrow, flickering path. He told me to run, and I did. I ran like my life depended on it, because it did. When I reached the other side, everything went white. Next thing I knew, I was lying on the ground, back on the road, gasping for air. It took some time for me to see the angel again. We lost track of each other after a few travels. You did manage to get out in the end, as terrifying as hell was for you. I don't know, I'm here now, but every day I feel like I'm still running from something I can't escape. I have nightmares where I'm back there. Sometimes I close my eyes and I'm scared of opening them and finding out I'm back there again. Or that I never left. You sound like you've been needing to get this off your chest for a while. Anyone talk about it? Nobody believes me or cut me off. I can tell that it's affecting you a lot. See, these emotions you're feeling are valid, Noel. They need to be put out there so you can handle them better. Keeping it all in doesn't feel good, I imagine. Nope. I guess I kind of feel a bit lighter now, maybe. No, I forget it. Let's not talk about that anymore. It's not medically relevant anyway. Alright. Still, I'm here for you if you want to talk about it again. Can we end this already? I've told you everything I can say. I still don't think you should. You're trying your best, Doc. I appreciate it. I like you, I really do, but I don't want to bother you with more than you're prepared for. Is there nothing else you'd like to talk about? Nope. Then, do you mind if I ask you some things that made me curious? Depends on what they are. If you don't want to answer, you don't have to. Fine, hit me. Let's see. Nothing new here. That's a lot. Hallucinations brings up fantastical scenarios, unbelievably detailed. There seems to be some form of truth to these stories, as much as it tries to obfuscate them with fantasy. Intense creativity pulsioned by his fathers who work in the creative field? Or does he legitimately believe these delusions? Unable to keep track of time, doesn't want to say what he... That's the same as it was before. Is there anything on this side? No. Oh my goodness. Rather intriguing. I really... Yeah, we'll keep going for a while. I do want to save, though. Just in case something not good happens. I really, by the way, like this as the save screen. It's a lot more it's really personalized. I really like it. It's really cool. That's not good. Okay. Let's ask it. So, you were adopted. Yep. How was that like? Weird. No stories you hear about adoption. It's small kids or older kids who spend time in the foster system. I was neither. Oh, so? I was 13 then. Lived with my mom. But Dad was never around. Story goes that he took a wrong train somewhere and never reached out to my mom again. It was just two of us for a long while, but she had to work several jobs at once, so I was pretty much raised by the whole apartment complex instead. Neighbors from 302 would take me to school. 202 folks took me out to play. The landlady helped me with my homework. How did that make you feel? I was small. I didn't know that. I don't know that wasn't how it. I didn't know that wasn't how it was supposed to be. For the lack of better word. It wasn't until I got a bit older that I started noticing I was the only kid whose mom didn't come to the school play. But I didn't feel lonely. Is that so? It sounds like a lonely situation to be in. Because my dad was there instead. Your dad? Long hair dad. Dad. Got to speak. He was one of the neighbors. My mom relied on him a lot. There was a science fair one time. My topic was planets. I managed to build a galaxy out of styrofoam and clay and paint. I was really proud of it. They printed out little invites for us to give our families. They came with to mom and dad on them by default. You know who I gave it to? Long-haired dad. And his boyfriend, Class's dad. I didn't even bother to ask my mom if she could come. I knew she wouldn't. I went straight to them. I got older, and before I knew it, Mom was barely home anymore, even at night. It escalated in a few places, and my mom realized she couldn't take care of me anymore. In the end, that entire building raised me, not my mom. I'm just thinking, damn, I really like this story. It's really good. Damn, it feels really, it hits right in the core. I really like it. How do you feel about your mom today? Don't know. Did talking about her bring up any emotions for you? I don't know. I don't remember. Ugh. I realize this topic is a sensitive one for you. Then why did you ask? It hurt me. I'm sorry, that wasn't my intention. Stop it. My mom has nothing to do with the accident. I understand. No, you don't. Every single therapist I've been to presses me on that. But she doesn't mean anything to me at all. I thought you were different from the others. I'm sorry. I won't ask again. You better not, or I'll leave. Okay. Present mom topic bothered Noel a lot. Not the time to open that subject. I don't think anything else was here updated, so you know. Other than the ones the hospital is giving you. Have you ever been on any regular medications or? Nope. Headaches for that ache in your eye. And I can't take medicines along with me when I travel. It could cause trouble, you know, if I introduced some advancements the places I go to. You know, like influencing cultures and such. I see. Yeah, what about your travels? Before your travels? No, I've never had to take anything frequently. I mean, this might be important, so... you said your dad's took you to therapy. So what? Before your travels, did you experience these phantom pains? Nope. Are you implying that they would have known something was up with me back then? I was thinking. I was a perfectly normal kid. They took me to therapy because my dad believes that everyone should have a therapist. That definitely wasn't me saying that earlier. Yeah. Even him? Yeah. Both my dads have been in therapy for years. When my sister is a bit older, she'll probably start it too. That is a worrywart. Can't tell which one you're talking about. Which one is the worrywart? One with glasses. When they found out they could take my sister home, he read so many books about parenting it made my head spin. I found out that he was worried he would mess everything up and ruin her life. Big worrywart. I told him she'd be fine, she's just a baby. My other dad was more worried about dropping her on her head or forgetting her inside a car. All parents have these worries in mind, especially when it's a new baby. You have kids, Doc? I do. 2 little boys. Older? A bit. Their father? You make a lot of dad jokes. Oh, definitely. I'm guilty of a few classic ones. Like what? Give me an example. Oh, no. I don't know. Okay, well, anyway, this is gonna be fun. This is something that I've been personally like, kind of, I don't know how to feel about it. That I've also been making a lot more dad jokes as of late. Not because I am, at least mine. God, goodness. I hope I'm not. I shouldn't be yet. I don't think I am. At least, I don't think. Unless something very weird has happened. But it's been weird. Also because I've been doing a lot of, like, child sitting, like, recently quite a bit, so. Alright, here's one. Why did this... wait. Alright, here's one. Why did the Scarecrow win an award? I don't know. Why? Because he was outstanding in his field. Classic. Classic joke. Damn, that's terrible, so bad. I know, but it gets a laugh from the kids. I bet. Well, the dad used to make jokes like that too. The kind that makes you groan. Do you ever worry about them? Like, if something happens to them? My kids? Yeah. When you're out, like, you're in the hospital. Do you worry? Did your dad worry? He was home most of the time, cause everyone worked from home, so not really. Well, I miss that very what. What else? That's good. Let's see, what did we write down here? Oh, whoops. As possible. Oh, that was written down there. Male parental figure outside family itself. Unresolved issues with mom. No previous medicines taken. Adventures began after leaving home. Mental breakdown. Family did not seem much in the earlier sorts of delusion. Right? Say, how's it like at home? Living with a very old father. But then having no father. I'm joking. But that's not great. He's not like an extreme worrywart that locked me up at home to keep me safe or anything like that. I just tease him about it by calling him a worrywart. He cares a lot about us. It's only good fun. I see. That's good. He sounds like a caring man. He is. They both are. Even when they drive me crazy with their overthinking, I know they mean well. Sure. Oh, damn. Got actually like thinking about my personal life, so. Oh, damn. That. Anyway. Well, it's a good thing that game can evoke emotions. That's always nice. So, in a good way. That was just in a good way. Kind of. More complicated. Anyway. And we laugh about it too. There are good spots about it. You have a good balance of understanding and humor about it. Yeah, we can poke fun at each other like that. I miss them. What about Adam? You mentioned something about having faint memories of bandaged wrists. I knew you'd ask me about that. Do you know why that memory stuck with you? Well, even back then I knew that he had some issues. Way before the adoption, my mom told me something like, study hard so you don't end up like him. I was really small, but I still remember. It's ironic. He stepped up. She's gone. No, but Dad never showed any of it to me, you know. He always tried to smile, even when I could tell he wasn't okay. He took me to get ice cream and stuff whenever the adults started arguing about who would take care of me. So, like, my mom was wrong. I had to study hard so I could be like him. It's alright, Noel. I know your dad is good. He is. You're very protective of me. Am I? It's a feeling I have from the way you talk about it. People talk. We didn't exactly have an amazing time with the community around us. I was old enough to understand that by the time my dad adopted me, kids are cruel. I got used to defending him. He's my dad. You were a kid. A very angry kid. And Glass's dad? What else can I say? He writes romance for a living, likes books, is good with his hands. Good with his hands? He makes stuff with paper and, oh, I know. He's really bad with numbers. He tried to help me with my homework at first, but once it got to middle school level, he was as lost as me. I had to get a private teacher to help with that. I still have nightmares about those damn exams. Did you take his last name when you were adopted? How'd you know? Therapy powers. No, seriously, I just guessed. You can't fool me, it's therapy powers. Yep, totally. Anyway, you're both that bad with numbers. Oh, I'm terrible with anything math related. Pretty sure I have something like dyscalculia. Did you ever get tested? No, not formally. You want to test me? If you'd like to come here some other day, we could. No, thanks. Anyway, my dad's cool. What else? Yeah, I learned about the parents. I kind of feel like I need to take a break. Kinda. Just let me take a quick sip. Okay. Let's go for a little bit more self-image. So far, we've talked about the people you love. You described him in many different ways. It's been interesting to hear how you see the people around you. But now I want to know about Noel. Me? Okay, I'm gonna, before this continues and we get off topic, I need to talk about that because, God, I really do relate to that. I really loved how Noel described their fathers. It's really sweet. Brings good memories. Oh damn! I don't know if I can do this. Oh goodness! Yeah, it's good. The writing is really freaking good. It must be like something. No, I don't know if the heat is one that's making me like a bit more sensitive, but I think like it's the combination with the fact that the issues seem so like palpably real, I think. And the writing is like feels very authentic with like a lot of flair that's really, really lovingly relatable. Something that I really do like how it's written. It's so it feels really good. I really like it. I really, really like this writing. It's so good. Of course, like the music has a really good impact here as well. So continue a bit more. Me? How would you describe yourself? Well, tough question, huh? Yeah, tough. I I'm I'm someone who's been through a lot of shit, and somehow I'm still standing. I'm still standing. I guess I've always been the type to keep moving forward, even when things get hard. But that's not the same as being strong, is it? I've made mistakes. Big ones. I've had people I care about, even when I didn't mean to. I feel like I'm just trying to make up for all of that. Sounds like you're carrying a lot on your shoulders. Do you ever let yourself rest? I can't rest. I have places to be, things to do. People are counting on me. Sorry, it's a bit too loud. I'll put it a bit down on my side. Yeah. I have places to be, things to do. People are counting on me. But I try. I try to find moments where I can just be me, without all the noise in my head. Start. It's okay to take things one step at a time. Yeah, I guess that's all any of us can really do. Hey, do me a favor and cover the mirrors you have in your house. You'll thank me one day. Mirrors. Why? Just saying. Don't mind me. The session is almost over. Noel looks at you and... I think we should end it here. It's better for the both of us that we don't meet again. Why? Sorry, Doc. The best I can do is give you a comforting explanation for a harsh reality. And I've liked our talk enough that to not want to lie to you like that. I think lies told by well-meaning adults are the ones that hurt the most. Such as... That shot won't hurt. It's just a small needle. Mom's coming back in an hour, so be good. This'll only take a minute. You can be anything you want when you grow up. And so on. Sometimes they say these things to make you feel better. To give you hope. But when truth hits, it feels like a betrayal. Like they were just trying to shield you from the inevitable. I get that they are meant to make things easier, but they don't. Not really. They just leave you alone with the truth, wondering why no one was honest with you from the start. I could do that to you. But you won't? I don't want to, really. Personally, I'd rather face something painful head on than live in a comfortable illusion. At least with the truth you know where you stand. Do you want to end the session on this note? Yeah. Understand. But if you ever want to tell someone this truth, I will be here. Oh, Doc, you'll make me cry, for real. But... Hey, Dr. Montgomery. Have you ever read The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? Or know about its cult following the community? Me? No, I've never been much into fiction. I thought so. It's science fiction. You don't look like the type. Then, do you know the meaning of life, the universe, and everything else? I wonder. I, I, there's no way you can say yes, but actually, there is one. But no. Of course, the answer is 42. Nope. Right, there's no way you would. What is it? In the book, at one point, they visit a supercomputer called Deep Thought, which was built by a race of hyper-intelligent beings. They aim to find the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything. Deep Thought spends millions of years calculating, and finally comes up with the answer 42. 42? That's it? Yeah, yep, 42. The computer explains that the question is so complex that it would take another, even more powerful computer to figure it out. Though in the end, 42 is just this meaningless number. What is the answer to that question, in your opinion? I can't tell you that. Let's end this on a high note, okay? The things I saw, the things you think I saw. In the end, after we part ways, it's not going to matter. I disagree. I'm sure you do. Wouldn't be any other reason for you to think otherwise. It's been fun, Doc. Goodbye. It's time to start a new session. Oh, there's more! But that's going to wait for another day. Because for now, I think that's a really good point for one ending, the initial normal ending. There's going to be more. Oh, it's very enticing. It's very enticing. We're gonna have to do this another day. So, for now, I'm not gonna bid you all adieu just quite yet. But rather... whoops, it's over there. I'll give you some brief thoughts. So, that was the initial session for Metahorror therapy session. The first ending. About an hour of gameplay. And it left a lot of thoughts and a lot of aspiration to see the future and play a bit more. It is obviously inviting me to play it again, but technically speaking, you could say that it's over here. Now, I'm gonna be playing this again. We'll be playing this next time. It's absolutely something we'll... No, is it gonna spoil? I'm not sure. I'll have to make that decision on the for the next time, if we will be playing this again. Because I'm definitely going to play this at least alone, but I wonder if I want to spoil more of this. So, a lot of thoughts about the game so far. Now, it's not just an initial... I also like that this is just about an hour. It's like what I normally do with the game roulette system that I do, so very fitting. I really like the game. Like, it so far feels so mesmerizing. The writing, obviously, is the highlight. It is written with a lot of attention to detail and a lot of care for the suspense, with a lot of foreshadowing, a lot of mystery built in. Now, a lot of it is a lot on the nose, of course, because it has a lot of reliant on the fact that the oath that the like the therapy oath thing, you know, that you could be sued if you talk further. So Noel can actually like give you a lot more details than perhaps they would anybody else, because they can just get a load off their chest. So that's very nice, and that's exactly what it feels like. It, while not exactly feels like Noel's just talking to Void here, because of obviously the Doctor is responding, and it's a lot of interesting choices you can make here. It does feel like there's a lot of mystery that can be explored further here, and that is certainly something I do want to explore here. I think that options will be rather interesting to see where and how exactly this mystery will be built up, and how exactly this can be concluded in other ways. I actually very much enjoy that it's a one session kind of deal, that you only have like one session to do this. So there's this only one therapy session, and you have to make the best of it. And that's a very cool idea, because it's really hard to make like building rapport in one session is already very, very difficult. But having to discover this kind of mystery is also very, very lovely. I really, really like the little details. A lot of it, if the writer is not writing from their own experiences, then holy, they are really, really good. It feels very personal, and it feels like something that it feels like very relatable, something that it feels like palpably real, like the relationship to the Noel's relationship to the biological parents and the adoptive family and sisters, and all the lovely little details. All of it feels very, very palpably real, and the details just have a nice touch to them. Now, might be due to my own personal biases and how I personally feel about my relationship with my parents, and that felt really good there. Even though, like, nothing of this. Well, no, some details, of course, are same, but whatever. That's not important. But it felt like something that really, really touched deep. I really liked it. The details were really good here. I, of course, really like the art style. It's very, of course, very pretty, but it's very evocative, and it has a lot of personality to it. It's rather subtle, and of course, it's a visual novel style, so there's like not a lot of like animation implemented, but there is a lot of work done with little details in the way that the camera shifts and pans, and yeah, it takes a lot of advantage of the visual novel medium. The music is it's so good. It's like the music just is very, very, very well implemented in the game. It just emphasizes the moments really well. It's just really such a good supporting role that it plays in the game. It's just fantastic. I really like that. Yeah, it's very, very good. I'm gonna have to go a lot more deeper into this, and we'll see. I'm gonna be having another stream next week, and I might talk a bit more, or I might not, or we might play this again. I'll have to come to a decision later, but that is all for now. So for this time, I will conclude the stream here, and I will thank you all very much for your patience, attention, and I will bid you all adieu. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed, and have a great day, and stay awesome. Remember to drink water, don't melt in the heat, because I am. I'll catch you guys later. Have a great day, stay awesome. Ganmu.